Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a cash condensing. If you are new to cash stuffing or cash condensings, basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is going through my cash envelopes and swapping out the lower denomination bills for higher denomination bills so that my envelopes are less full and bulky. So for example, if I have 5 ones, I would swap that out for a $5 bill. I like to do this every few months just because as I cash stuff, obviously I'm adding more cash in each payday, and so the bills accumulate if I don't spend them, like in my sinking funds binder. I also like to make sure that I do my cash condensings before I have to pay my rent. So we do cash stuff our bills, and our rent payment is over $1,000, so I have a lot of 100s. Usually with $100 bills though, I like to just take that money back to the bank and use a $100 placeholder to represent money in the bank. I've got my month ahead binder here, which has all of my bills that I am currently ahead on, and I pay my bills from this binder here. This is my bills binder, so I basically have all of the same envelopes in both of these binders, and when we cash stuff, I cash stuff my bills into this brown bills binder, and then once I have saved the total payment for that month, I will move it over to my month ahead binder. And this month is a magic month for us, which means we're going to get an extra paycheck. So I will be explaining how I got a month ahead and my whole month ahead system in that cash stuffing video, so stay tuned for my next cash stuffing if you are interested in learning more about that. I thought that video would be a good one to kind of explain my month ahead system because I will not be cash stuffing the majority of my bills with that paycheck, but the bills that I do want to get ahead on, I will be stuffing those. But anyway, for the condensing video, I'm going to use my rent money in my month ahead binder. So this is due on August 1st. Today is July 28th when I'm filming this video, so my rent is due this week. So before I take my rent money to the bank, I do like to make sure I do a cash condensing, and usually there are only 100s and 20s in here, but I did have to unstuff some of my envelopes and I got some really nice bills. So I didn't want to take that money to the bank because I wanted to use the really nice bills for this video. So normally I wouldn't have all these 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s in this envelope, but I do have to take $256 back to the bank just from my other cash envelopes, and I ended up with all of these denominations. So this was going back to the bank, and I just swapped out some 100s so I could use these. I'm going to quickly count this just to make sure it is the correct amount before I get started. This should be $1,280. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 10, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is $1,280. So I will be using these bills to condense my other cash envelopes, and this money will also be going back to the bank after this video. Because these are monthly bills, I will not be condensing these because they are not that full and they just go back to the bank every month. So all of these envelopes are going to get skipped. I do have a buffer envelope in here, but since there's no money in there, I can't really do anything with that. So that is it for my month ahead binder. Now, before I start condensing, I'm going to keep track of the money that's going back to the bank. So because I am taking my rent money back to the bank as well as some other money from my cash envelopes, I want to make sure that I keep track of that because my rent money is going to my checking account, but I will be condensing some envelopes that my boyfriend and I share. So that money will be going to our joint savings account. The only money that's going to my checking account is rent, so I need to keep track of what's going to our joint savings and then money that is going to my savings. I'm first going to start with my bills binder, and I am not going to be condensing any of my bills just because they will go to the bank pretty soon and there's no point in really doing that. I do have some envelopes back here though that are like yearly membership fees, so I can condense those. So annual expenses only has $2, so I can't condense this. This is for the Planet Fitness annual fee. We do pay monthly for the membership, but there is an annual fee, so that's what that is for. Sam's Club is due in October, and we pay once a year for our membership. And here we have 50, 70, 90, 95, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have $105. I'm gonna grab a better 5. This is going to go to the bank, and I'm going to grab a $100 placeholder so that we can add that $100 to the bank. But before I do that, I want to make sure I write this down so that I don't forget that. This is going to go into our joint savings account. And now I'm going to grab a $100 placeholder, so that's going to represent money in the bank. And Sam's Club still has $105, but now that envelope is condensed because there are less bills for the same amount of money. Next is Canva Pro, which has 30, so I can't do anything there, and that is the last envelope in this binder. Next up is my variable expenses binder, and in this binder, we like to keep the envelopes that we kind of spend from on a weekly basis, and I do like to keep some small denominations in here just because of some of the things I have to buy. So some of these may not get condensed all the way. Gas has 20, 40, 60, 65, 66. I'm gonna keep gas with the 20s. I don't really want to swap the 3 20s for a 50 and a 10. Household has 20, 25, 26, so can't condense that. Wellness has 10, 15, 16, 17, so that one is good. Pet care, 20, 25, 26. Can't do anything there. Nespresso has 20, 40, 50. I like to have 20s in here, so I'm not going to grab a $50 bill, so that'll stay as it is. Health has 30, so can't do anything there. Dental has 20, 30, 31, 2, 3, 34, so can't do anything with that. Toiletries, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. I could grab a 10, so let's do that. So toiletries still has 36. Car care has 20, 40, 60, 65, 66. I like to have 20s in here, so that'll stay as it is. Hair care has 20, 25, 30, 35. This one is for our shampoo and conditioner, and I like to buy the huge bottles, so this can definitely be condensed. So I am going to swap these 2 5s for a 10, and hair care still has 35. Gifts has 10, 15. I'm just gonna grab some better bills. Home has 20, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53. I do plan on spending some money from here soon, but I do want to save up a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to condense this though. Date night has nothing. Fun has 20, 30, 31, so can't do anything there. Grocery buffer has $30. I actually forgot I had money in here, which I'm happy about because I need to use this, so that's helpful. Seasonal expenses has a $50 bill, and that's it. And then sick day has 20, 40, 60, 70. I could grab a 50, but I like the lower denominations for this binder, so I'm going to keep that as it is. And that is it for variable expenses. It usually goes like this to where I just kind of go through and check. I usually keep the denominations as they are, but I just always like to go through it just in case. Next binder is sinking funds, and this is the binder where I take the most out of and bring it back to the bank, because these are kind of like our long-term savings envelopes. So the first envelope is car maintenance, And in here, we already have $800 in the bank. In cash, we have 50, 100, 150, 170, 180, 190, 195, 96, 7, 8, 9, 200. So we have $1,000 in this envelope, which is really exciting. So I can take all of this money back to the bank and also replace these placeholders for a $1,000 placeholder. So I'm going to note before I start this that we are adding $200 to our joint savings from our car maintenance envelope. Here's my $1,000 placeholder. That is so exciting. Next is car registration. This isn't due until March for both of our cars. Definitely condense this. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70. So I'm gonna grab a 20 and a 50 for $70. So car registration still has 70. Emergency has 500, 800 in the bank, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. So I have $50 in cash. So $850 still in emergency. Month ahead has nothing. Pet emergency, 20, 30, 40, 50. Dental has nothing. Medical has 20. Future home has 500, 600 in the bank, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. So future home still has $650. New car has 500 in the bank, 50, 70, 80, 90, 110. So 610 total. So I am going to, I'll keep that 10. And we are taking $100 back to the bank. So I've got a $100 placeholder here. New car still has $610. Electronics has 100 in the bank, 20 in cash. So I'll swap those two tens for a $20 bill. Okay, taxes has 500, 800, 900 in the bank, 50, 70, 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2. So 152 in cash. So I'll keep 52, and then I want to double check this to make sure it's $100. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 7, 8, 9, 100. So taxes is just my money. So this is going to my savings. So $100 going to my savings from taxes. So I can actually put these away and grab a $1,000 placeholder. So taxes still has $1,052. That is way more condensed. Next up is moving expenses. I have 300 in the bank, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I'm gonna grab a 20. So moving expenses still has $330. Next is special events. I have 100 in the bank, 20, 30, 40. So I'll grab a 20 for these two tens. So we still have 140 in special events. And that is it for my sinking funds binder. It feels so much better and lighter. Next up is our holiday binder, and I don't know if any money will go back to the bank in here besides maybe Christmas. So anniversary has 20, 25, 30, 35. So I'll swap out these two fives for a 10. Valentine's Day, 10, 15, 20, 25. Mother's Day has 20, 40, 45, 50, 51 to 53. I like to have 20s, but since we have a whole year to save up for this, I might as well just grab a 50. Father's Day has 5. Thanksgiving has 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. Let's see. I could grab a 50 as well for this, but I think maybe I'll just do a 20. So I have 2 20s and a 10, so it still has 50. And then Christmas has 50, 70, 90, 100, 110, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 125. So I'll keep 25 there. Okay, so Christmas is going to our joint savings. So Christmas still has 125, but now we've got that $100 going back to the bank. And that is it for my holiday binder. I have not really stuffed my travel binder lately. Hopefully we can start stuffing this here soon, but I just want to check because I did put some money in here in my Japan envelope. So we already have $500 in the bank. In cash we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll grab this 10. So Japan still has 5, 10, and then pre-trip shopping has $40. So that is it for my travel binder. Next up is my personal binder. And with this one, again, I also, like my variable expenses, like to have some small denominations, so I don't know if there will be much I can do here. And I recently just unstuffed some money from here, so we'll see. Nails has 5, nothing in skincare or beauty. Planning has 10, 20, 30, so I'll swap these 2 10s out for a 20. Clothing has $10, nothing in haircuts. I just recently got my haircut, so I spent all the money in here. Nothing in prescriptions. My envelope for Logan has 50, 100, 120, 30, 40. I think I'm gonna keep these as it is because his birthday is in August. So I'm gonna leave that. Gifts has $40, so can't do anything there. Dental, so I have an actual like real $100 instead of placeholder because I wanted this still in cash so that I could save up a little bit more and then switch it over to a placeholder. So I'm gonna swap those 2 5s out for a 10, but I think I'm still going to keep this 100 like that. And then my birthday envelope, 20, 25, 30. So I'm gonna just grab a better 20 and grab a 10. So my birthday envelope still has $30. And that is it for my personal binder. The last binder I'm going to go through is my savings challenge binder, and I'm currently only doing 1 savings challenge, so this shouldn't take too long. I'm doing the 2026 Fridays savings challenge from Jasmine's Wallet, and I did start this mini spring savings challenge, but then I kind of fell off of doing it, so we're just not going to worry about that. And I think there's like $4 or $6 in here, maybe. I'm just going to keep the ones in there instead of swapping it out for a 5. So anyway, my 2026 Fridays savings challenge, I do have 3 $100 placeholders, so we already have $300 in the bank, but we have all of this cash we could condense. In here we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 30, 40, 45, 50, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 157. So I need to grab a 50. So that's 55, 56, 57. And then I'll grab a $100 placeholder. This is going to go into our joint savings. So now in our 2026 Fridays Savings Challenge, we still have 457, but now we have 4 $100 placeholders, 55, 6, 7. And that is it for this binder, as well as condensing all of my cash envelopes. So now I'm going to go through and make sure all of the cash here matches my amounts on my sticky note. So the total amount going to the bank, I'm going to add up the joint savings. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 600. So 600 total going to joint savings. So $1,280 for rent plus 600 plus 100. Is a total of $1,980. So that should be the amount of money I have over here. In 100s and 50s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 50, 100. So 1,100. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 320, 340, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300, and 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 170. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Okay, perfect. So that adds up to $1,980. I'm glad I didn't make any mistakes. So I will be taking all of this money back to the bank and putting them into each of these accounts. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.